We've got the Detroit Lions taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. The Lions favored by 3. The over under on this one 48.5. Thoughts on this one?
I'm taking Detroit. I did think about the Chargers here for probably a good 3-5 minutes as I'm kind of uh, chewing on this a little bit, and the more I thought about it, um, the more I just like the way Detroit's playing. Right? Yes, they had the blip against uh, the
Baltimore.
Ravens, right? And did not look good. So there is always that road scare, right? Goff typically his splits are not as favorable on the road. But nevertheless, I'm interested to see what this team looks like with a full complement of weapons, right? You have uh, obviously St. Brown, you have Laporta, but now you have both running backs. And so I'm interested to really see this game and try and understand what they're going to do because the Chargers are pretty good against the run, right? Their front seven has been doing a good job against the run. And part of that is because their back end has not been good against the pass, right? They've kind of been letting teams feast on them here a little bit. So, nevertheless, I'm going to take the over. I'm going to say this is the high point game of the week. We're going to see some points because even when Detroit has a lead late, that's when they start getting a little soft. They go into that prevent shell a little bit early, in my opinion, and teams are able to kind of crawl back in on them. So, even if Detroit gets up and after it, like I think they can, you will see the Chargers come storming back, but you will see Herbert start to just air raid it out and crawl back in that game.
Fair enough. I'm going to take Detroit. So I'm right there with you on that one. I do think that they find a way to get this thing done. Not going to surprise when we look up and we see this thing end somewhere in the neighborhood of, I think I've got this at like 23-20, like kind of an odd scoring game on this thing where it's just kind of in that realm there. So really, really more of a push type of thing. But I do think that the under comes into play, right? Like Detroit has done just enough defensively to kind of hold some really good teams and really good offenses in check there. And I think that we do find a way to, or I think they do find a way to get that one done there. So I think that we see an under, but it's a like just barely on the under type of thing. Like this is not going to be a defensive grind it out and type of deal. It's not going to be Cleveland and Baltimore where we see the defense is prominently featured on that one. But nonetheless, I do think we see the under come into play on this one. One of the props I took, I'm going to go with Monty to find a way to get into the end zone. So I'm taking a Monty anytime TD on this one.
Yeah, and hell, if they get inside the 5, you know that's where the ball's going, right? So,
That was the
very
thought.
likely. I'm going to take Jared Goff under 5.5 rushing yards. Kind of a weird total, but if Detroit is winning this game, like we think he will, I like to have the benefit of a couple 1 or 2 yard losses as he's taking a knee at the end of those games.